In the quiet town of Belleville, Illinois, we explore the mysterious case of a triple murder that unfolded within the confines of a seemingly ordinary home hair salon. Today we peel back the layers of the unexplained and shine a light on the shadows that lurk in the most unexpected places. This is the story of Michael Cooney, Dorothy Bone, and Doris Fisher. In 2005, Belleville, located within the greater St. Louis area, maintained its status as a city deeply rooted in history while embracing the changes of the contemporary era. Renowned for its historic architecture and well-preserved structures that spoke to its past, the city continued to showcase its German heritage. The economy was diverse, encompassing industries such as manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. While only 17 miles from the St. Louis metro core, the community-oriented atmosphere in Belleville was evident, and the city was not known for criminal activities. However, on March 7, 2005, the serenity of daily life was interrupted by the inexplicable and unsettling murder of a beloved hairstylist and two of his customers. Michael Cooney, 62, was a popular hairdresser whose clients were typically older. Known as a lover of fine dining and a generous tipper, he was also an antiques dealer who specialized in estate sales and was known to carry large sums of cash. Dorothy Bone, 82, was a longtime client of Michael's. She attended Calvary Lutheran Church, was active in the St. Clair Country Club, was a member of the Junior Service League, and played on the Yorktown and Clinton Hill Ladies Golf Leagues. Her sister, Doris Fisher, 79, was also a longtime client of Michael's. She was a widow, active in the Signal Hill Lutheran Church, which she had attended for more than 30 years. Dorothy and Doris routinely had back-to-back appointments at Michael's home salon at 7813 West Main Street. Michael also used his home as his antique shop and generally left the doors unlocked so customers and business associates would have access. It is unclear when Dorothy and Doris arrived at the salon. However, another client leaving the salon at 9:30 a.m. told investigators that Michael was alone and all seemed well. At 11:05 a.m., another client arrived for her appointment, finding a gruesome and bloody scene. Police arrived in force, with 14 patrol cars and 2 ambulances responding to the quiet neighborhood. The bodies of Michael and Doris were found in a small room where Michael washed customers' hair. Dorothy was found in a hallway that led to a sitting area. It appeared Doris was having her hair done when the three were attacked. By 11:30 a.m., police had secured the scene and began canvassing the neighborhood looking for witnesses. Within half an hour, the Belleville Canine Unit tracked a scent from the back door of Michael's home down a back alley and west before the trail went cold at the Main Street Market about 3 blocks away. The time of the killings was determined to be between 9:50 and 10:50 a.m. Robbery did not appear to be the motive, as nothing seemed to be missing from the business, home, or victims other than Michael's SUV. While Michael typically carried a large amount of cash in his shirt pocket, police believed he would not have had the cash on him while styling hair. Just hours after the murders, Michael's 2000 Nissan Pathfinder was found by a group of teens, abandoned with the key in the ignition, behind the F&R Liquors at 4071 Page Boulevard in St. Louis. The teens took the SUV for a joyride around St. Louis before abandoning it in the 900 block of Maple Street. When found by police the next day, the Pathfinder had a dented hood and front fender, and the driver's side headlight was knocked out of place. Autopsies performed at Kenneth Hall Regional Hospital in East St. Louis indicated each victim had been stabbed multiple times. Michael had received the most stab wounds, and police theorized he was the intended victim in what they referred to as a rage-filled attack. The murder weapon appeared to have been a butcher knife, but it was never located. Police were able to collect some evidence. DNA and a bloody footprint were found at the scene, and a bloody fingerprint was found in the SUV. Hundreds attended the funeral services for the sisters, which were held 2 days apart at the Signal Hill Lutheran Church in Belleville. Later that week, a memorial service was held for Michael, again with hundreds in attendance. Police interviewed friends and neighbors of Michael, Dorothy, and Doris. Because the greater St. Louis area encompasses both St. Louis, Missouri, and East St. Louis, Illinois, both the St. Louis and the Metro East Police were active in the case, taking a look at the St. Louis nightlife, interviewing acquaintances who knew Michael from the nightclub scene. DNA samples were taken from all who were interviewed. Within days of the killings, then Police Chief Terry Delaney of the Belleville Police Department settled on who he called a prime suspect. A week after the murders, Samuel L. Johnson, 41, was arrested and charged for attempting to break into Michael's home 2 years earlier. In December 2003, a witness reported two white teens, one in a green hoodie and the other in a dark ball cap, attempting a break-in. The witness told the police dispatcher he was unable to give a physical description of the youths, just the color of their clothing and the direction they were headed. Samuel Johnson and Leon Davenport, both older black males, were picked up by police about a half a mile away from Michael's home. Johnson was wearing a dark ball cap and Davenport a green sweatshirt. The witness identified them while they were sitting in the back of a police car, despite the description inconsistencies. Johnson and Davenport were subsequently released without charges. In 2005, while in custody for the attempted 2003 break-in, Belleville police built a case against Johnson for the murders, suspecting him due to his lavish spending in the days following the murders. Despite Johnson's admission of knowing Michael for 10 years and claiming the money came from stolen goods, he was found guilty of the attempted break-in and sentenced to 11 years in prison. St. Clair County State's Attorney Robert Hayda didn't charge Johnson for the murders due to fingerprints and DNA evidence not being a match. A year later, in 2006, the St. Louis Major Case Squad investigated for 12 days and then disbanded. Months later, 17-year-old Darrell Lane was arrested for the murders based on a bloody fingerprint found in Michael's SUV. Lane admitted joyriding but denied the murders. It would later be determined Lane's fingerprint could have been superimposed over the bloodstain hours after the murders, and in 2010 he was acquitted. In 2016, police charged Samuel L. Johnson with the murders of Michael, Dorothy, and Doris, again citing his spending in the days after the killings, as well as cell phone records that indicated he had called Michael 12 times in the weeks leading up to the murders. In February 2021, Johnson died before trial, while always maintaining his innocence. Was he an innocent man? While hardly a man with a squeaky clean past, the fact that he called Michael 12 times does not indicate to me murderous intent by itself. Johnson admitted he knew Michael and talked with him about antiques, a fact Johnson's family confirmed, and there was no physical evidence tying him to the killings. I also want to point out that this case is eerily similar to the Montana hair salon murders. If you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to check it out and let me know what you think. Do you believe Johnson was an innocent man wrongly charged? What about the similarities to the Montana case? Let me know in the comments. Despite years of investigation, one haunting truth remains. No one has been convicted of these heinous crimes. The shadows of uncertainty linger, casting a veil over the events that transpired within those walls. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and may the truth reveal itself in the shadows.